Hi, Dr. Shari is here to talk to you today about today's Did You Know? The topic is exactly. We are often told it's very easy to start a new business. And as a business consultant who helps people with their startups, I have for many years, it is true. It is very simple to start a new business. However, I have been hearing some information lately and some stories from people, and I thought maybe I should come and give you this information in case you know someone who is also trying to start their virtual business, or they are trying to simply start a corporation virtually online because of COVID-19 and they're not able to go to the locations. Well, it's very easy. First step you normally hear is know whether or not you want to have a sole proprietorship, an LLP, an LLC, a C Corp, an S Corp. In other words, know your infrastructure and what type of business you want to have. The second step is typically to ensure that you have your federal tax ID number or your employer identification number. That's great. A third step, which I don't hear people say often, and sometimes it can be confusing to people who are just starting their businesses, know that your state is going to require you to have a separate identification number. Typically, it comes through the Department of Revenue for your state, and that is so that they can identify your business as a separate entity under the state's infrastructure. The fourth thing that you may be told is that you need to get a DUNS number. Yes, DUNS, from Dun and Bradstreet. Essentially, it's the place that gives you your business credit summary. It's kind of like having the personal credit through Experian or Equifax or TransUnion, but it's that entity that's the largest for businesses. Okay, all of these things sound great. Sometimes I don't hear the fifth from people who are giving you information about how to start your new business. It is to ensure that you have your operations document, your articles of incorporation will be in place before you can incorporate. And then you also need to have some bylaws, especially if you plan to have a foundation or any other type of charitable organization. You need to have bylaws to establish how things are going to work or run within your entity. Okay, looks like a good list, yes? I would say so. But guess what? None of it matters if this one step isn't performed first. Did you find out whether or not your business location was actually allowed to have a business? What are you talking about, Dr. Rishari? Well, very simple. What I'm saying to you is the location where your business is going to operate out of may not be zoned for business. It may not be an area that is zoned for business. So let's think about it. You have a house, maybe an apartment, you have a co-op space that you rent with other businesses or business owners, and then you have storefront property or commercial space. All of these are locations in which you can operate your business. However, each one sits on a separate street. All of them are on some type of street. Well, each of those streets must first be zoned for business before you can actually have a business. If you are operating out of your home, you will have a home-based business. You might need to find out whether or not your homeowners association contract says that it's okay for you to have a business within the confines of your neighborhood. If not, you will be found in violation. If you are making a home-based business, you might need to check with your town, city, or county to ensure that your street is zoned for business. You can look this information up online for most locations, and it will be listed under business ordinances or just ordinances for your business or for businesses. That's how you spell the word. And then the next thing you want to make sure is that you get a business license and know where to get the business license when you're starting your business. You might need to have a business license from your town, you might need to have one from your city, or you might need to check with your county because in your state, it could be done differently. Every state operates a little bit differently, and you might have different information from one state to the next. But the one thing that remains the same and is consistent is that you need your business license in order to operate your business. If you're in commercial property, of course, that business license needs to be visible when your patrons enter the door. And the last thing I wanted to remind you of, in case you didn't know, is that you might have some tax associated with your business. If you are a commercial entity, you will definitely have taxes associated with that are outside of your business license. If you are a home based business, you might find that you don't have any additional taxes in addition to your business license because there are already taxes that are being paid on your home, or perhaps your town or city or county has included those taxes inside of your business license, but you might find that it's completely separate. Case in point, for instance, I once taught classes out of a community center under the name of my business, and I used the location, the address of the business correction of the community center as my business location. Well, lo and behold, I received a tax notice in the mail for a fraction of the square footage of this large community center. And I was expected to pay that. So I had to have a conversation with my county tax office to talk with them and let them know, hey, I do not own this space and I do this work. And then I was able to learn more information about what I needed to do. The same might be true if you live in an apartment building. Please double check and see if you are allowed to have a business while living in an apartment building. Because if you're not, the repercussion for all of these situations is typically the same, undesired, but the same. Penalties, fees, and some of them are cumulative, meaning they don't catch up with you until a year or two later when you are finally given a fine that has amassed a certain amount so that it triggers an invoice for you. That's just the way our states and some of our county systems are set up that are virtual systems. And remember, in every state, there are virtual systems. So that was today's Did You Know? If you didn't know that bit of information, before you race out to start your new business, please do those steps first so that you're not found out in the wind. Now you know.